Well, there is an art to serving bullets too, but I get your point.
I'm glad you understand.
At any rate,
Ruben's going to assist Caleb in basically putting him in the back and securing him. I guess I'll put him in a seatbelt if we have seatbelts.
She's probably the thing is, as she's coming around, she does see that remember something about the van, and she does open up the back, and basically there's a section at back that's cut off from the vest, so we could put him in here.
sounds good.
Yeah, imagine it still has the support system that it was using for the CMOD.
Yeah. So essentially, she's gonna hitch him up to there. It's like, good.
It's like a glove. There we go.
She nods.
Nah, I just have to remember not to hit the skull button and accidentally launch him out of the back.
Oh God, poor Jay.
At any rate, let's get the car stopped off and be on our way.
So you're filling up now, are you?
Yep.
You can see one of the military robots come up to you and says, "Are you going to be on your way?
That's right.
Then would you like an escort to your next location?"
Yep, we would very much appreciate it. Also, we managed to get information on what seems to be a dead drop location. We would like to get escorted there as well, as long as it's on the way. There might be some supplies to help us with the war effort.
We should directly return to the outpost. You may hand that into command. They will handle the dead drop.
Okay then.
By the way, you can hear Eddie talk. He's like, "Are you sure? These military kinds can be rather inflexible."
Yeah.
He's like still hiding in the car.
But would you rather get jumped by 20 Azure beasts out there?
Well, I suppose. You hear from behind you again. "You may choose your escort, it has been decided. We must remain here at the outpost. However, you may take combination with you."
I'm not good with that kind of stuff. Caleb,
Yeah, what's up?
they say we get to choose our escort. So I was thinking maybe you'd get a better idea since I don't know a thing about these rust buckets.
"We must concentrate firepower here. However, we have more than needed. You may take 4 normal units with you." That's for humanoid units. "You may take 4 units with you. That includes the Fenrir units. Or you may take the Vulcan unit." He gestures towards the rather large mech that's by the gas station.
I'm just gonna lean over and say, just pick whatever you think is worth more money, because that thing ain't coming back. I'm making
inclined to say the Vulcan unit.
I'm making it fully known that when this escort job is done, I'm fucking putting a bullet between its circuits, because we're taking it for scrap.
I mean, I would ideally like to just turn it to our side, but if it comes to that, sure.
You can see the rather large mech step forward. It's at least the size of like 2, maybe even 3 people in height.
So 3 Integras?
I would say 2 Integras.
Okay.
So around about 13 foot high.
So about 3 Rubens.
Yes, 3 Rubens.
I don't know if I appreciate this unit of measurement.
It's rather tall and has several armaments on its arms. It says, "I will escort you
Good.
for the United Coalition. Let us move out."
Yes, United Coalition, Haraeus, and all that stuff.
With that, he moves alongside your cars, clearly ready to follow you.
Let's
You will
get out
keep
of here.
pace. So,
All units roll out.
you guys gonna leave?
Yep.
I think we
Alright.
were gonna head out towards an outpost they were talking about on the way. Just fish out any clearance?
The outpost is within the city. It's actually the one you were heading towards near on the docks.
Oh,
Excellent.
Okay.
Right then. One moment, just let me change up the music.
While we're kind of driving and Ruben's kind of sitting in the back of the truck with Jay, it's like, I bet you have lots of interesting stories about what the world was like before all of this happened.
Ah, sir, I have plenty of stories. Mainly ones from travelers such as yourselves. But I do not know what the general news is about the world before this happened.
Yeah, Ruben kind of nods. It's like, despite of that, it's like I bet just the information that you have, you'd be a real historical commodity. But we'll take care of you.
I thank you very much, sirs. You save me from a life of having to deal with nothing but these people for a good while. Also, yes, Caleb, essentially that's what the Vulcan mech is. Big
Good to know.
two-legged.
It's like, I bet you'd be a good influence on my friend back home named Purifier.
A purifier, sir?
Yeah, he's just a very mouthy Purifier droid.
Yeah, I understand, sir. It's been a long while for us pre-war relics. Without constant maintenance, we can turn peculiar, sir. Even I just used to be a simple meet and greet bot.
And yet here we are.
So are we gonna have just like a menagerie of stuff in our base?
I don't know about that, but suddenly I got a weird premonition that some weird ass hinting was going on that this bot is gonna murder us in our sleep.
By the way, could you, one of you roll a 1d100? Pick who it's gonna be.
If you guys want me to, I can
Sure,
see if
go
I can
ahead.
score a second one.
He's had some
Make it
really
100
good
this time.
rolls.
Yeah, he's gonna roll 00.
Ooh, let's see. Come on, load up document. Gotta have all these tables nice and ready next time. Right. So, essentially, as you're starting to head down, you see several azure beasts almost acting like a pack, starting to run down your cars. You can see them all starting to converge on your location on either side. Before, and since you did collect this thing, it does negate a few random encounters, and I would say this is counts as one, and you hear, "For the United Coalition, democracy is non-negotiable," and it turns around as you hear, "Boo, boo, 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 boo," and just the landscape behind you is decimated into a flurry of bullets and glass and sand.
Better to be dead than red.
With that, its body turns all 360 around and says, "Targets neutralized."
Caleb, I really hope you have a plan in how to. He's kind of like whispering so he can't hear. I hope you have a plan to disable this thing without pissing it off.
Well, I mean, I don't really see a reason to worry about that until we're trying to leave the military outpost. I mean, getting there with this thing on our side is already done.
He's just like looking behind us and the wave of destruction. He's like, yeah, I'm just, nervous.
This is actually a good opportunity to gouge out its power. Logan's gonna pop his head out the window and say, "Damage report, what's your status after that last encounter?"
Last encounter, 0 damage. Ammo used, 5%.
Let's hope there's a bunch more encounters and waste that ammo count.
Do not be afraid. Ammo is non-required. Melee operations.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, we shouldn't piss it off.
In the name of my former pilot, melee is the most last resort.
Oh, so these things, they can be piloted. They has like a seat in it?
Apparently, yes.
We open that cockpit, there's not gonna be a fucking corpse in there, is it? Jeez, I hope not. Can you imagine a 300-year-old skeleton inside that cockpit?
It'd probably... to be truthful, the way this thing moves, it'd probably be dust just from the vibrations.
Gee, that makes me feel much better. So basically when you open up the cockpit, you're gonna inhale a dead person.
Just bring it
Actually,
back.
Caleb, would you like to roll mechanics?
Sure. I'm assuming just a straight roll, no tool bonuses.
Yes. Right. You happen to know the old mechs like these, and even some of the newer ones, when someone pilots them for a good while, they seem to pick up hitches or quirks that the pilots themselves used to use.
They develop personalities that match their pilots, basically.
While they're not as advanced to develop a personality, they definitely use combat tactics and call outs and stuff like that that their pilots used to use. So you could say that they do change on the base, depending.
Yeah, I think it could be good to have one of these on our side.
Do you think that... Do you think that with the additions we've added, that Adam would be able to try and sneak up on this thing and disable it?
You know that military robots don't have wireless systems connections.
Yeah, but we kind of like outfitted Adam with like the taser claws and everything like that.
You also know that military robots tend to be immune to, like, proper big military robots tend to be immune to EMP.
Okay.
They do hurt from EMP quite a lot compared to normal bullets, but it would be silly to have an entire army built out of robots only for it to be easily taken out by an EMP. However,
I don't think any military force could prepare themselves for a bunch of robotic cats with taser claws.
that's true. But personal police kind of robots that tend to go in ruined city, like what we're heading to, are not as resistant. As you're heading deeper into the city, you do see that the storm has moved. You can feel your trucks and cars start wobbling from the sheer intense winds. Warning. You hear the robot say, local militia communications detected. Danger, advised, caution.
In what direction?
On way to outpost, communications intercepted. In other words, within the city.
Can you relay those communications to us?
Communications relays need authorization. However, extreme circumstances accepted. He's going to start relaying the communications through himself. You can basically hear that it sounds like somebody's talking to, well, a scouting party. Here's somebody talking about how they found a large engine, and it's like, have you found any food? Like, the kids here are, like, worried. It's like, don't worry, we'll find some soon.
Doesn't seem like they're bandits.
Yeah,
I mean,
more like scavengers, sounds like.
Just like the rest of everybody else out here.
They have kids, then we don't have to worry about them being a problem. We should avoid them.
Warning. Suggest taking cover. Storm approaching.
Does it look like it's actually going to hit us?
It is dangerously close.
How far away is the outpost?
Outpost location. 3 miles.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it. Not through the city.
3 miles will be made within few minutes.
Oh, actually much better than I thought.
Remember, you go 60 miles per hour.
I thought since we're in a fucking destroyed city, it's gonna be super hard to go in a straight line.
No, you misunderstand. One moment. Essentially, you're on the outskirts of the city. You're saying from the outskirts, it's 3 miles. So essentially, you can get into it because it's on the edge of a city.
Ah, okay then. Oh, in that case, we better double time it to the fucking outpost.
Understood. Let us proceed.
If you do encounter these militia forces, please use non-lethal force.
Understood. Will not deem to attack civilian targets. Will log location, however. Right. So, you heading towards the outpost?
Yep.
Alright. You start nearing the outpost, one of the outer city's many tall buildings. You can hear the howling winds picking up more and more. And you do see the place light up a bit as they do see the several cars and a giant robot starting to come towards their outpost. Danger. Many are armed within outpost.
I'm assuming those are not friendlies.
They may be the group that we were overhearing earlier.
Gee, I hope not.
They took control of the military outpost? That seems unlikely.
No, this is the outpost located with communications. By the way,
Okay.
it's just assuming this entire time that outpost and outpost were two different things. Like, our outpost and their outpost. It's clearly used to talking with other robots that understand the nuances. So it's essentially taking you to the where the communications came from.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Where is
They
the
have to-
military outpost that is our original target?
Location. Docks. City. Time to arrival. Undetermined.
Okay.
Warning. Storm approaching.
Will you be alright if you stay out here in the storm?
Resistant to storm's effects.
Right, you're staying here. They already saw the giant bot. There's no point getting in there with him. Let's see if we can't approach the unknown outpost and see if we can convince them to, you know, let us stay the storm.
Cover recommended. And with that, you see him turn towards what appears to be a shop window, and you just see him walk through the window, smash off a bit of a roof, and you just see him hunker down, like, in the window.
Okay, let's hurry up.
Like in the
I
shop.
think we're out of options now.
Like, it's basically taking cover from the storm.
Let's double time
Okay,
and
let's ride up on these people.
let's hope they're
Ruben
feeling
asks if
friendly
he
today.
can. Ruben asks if he can use Adam's broadcasting to communicate or send a message.
That would be fine.
Yeah, Ruben just kind of like turns on the radio and he just goes, "It's like weary travelers looking for a place for cover. It's like we're armed, but we mean no harm."
You can hear, like, there's basically silence for a couple of moments before the radio sparks to life once more, and you hear, "Come towards the main building. Do not draw your firearms."
Said nothing about our giant mech. Just kidding.
Well, you gotta remember, they're seeing you, what you're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm just.
I will put down my sketch pad and stop drawing my weapon.
Ruben, it just kind of repeats. He goes, like, agreeable. It's like we're on our way.
Right then. One moment. Right, you go up towards the city. You see several people poking their heads out windows, rifles at the ready as you come up. What are you gonna do?
When we pull to a stop, Ruben's gonna be the first one to kind of leave the vehicle with his hands up and everything. Like, he's gonna try to be as non-threatening as possible.
It's like, where's your mech?
We left him behind. We understood that he was a bit of a threatening presence, so he's hunkered down in one of the buildings near the outskirts.
You see the one who asked the question turn towards someone behind him, and they just nod like, yeah, they are. Yeah, so they did. It's like, all right, keep your weapons holstered. Come on in.
That was easy. Too easy.
You can see the flimsy gates open up for you.
I'm gonna
Ruben's
stay
just...
close to
I'm sorry.
Ruben and Caleb. Not because I'm worried about myself, more because, again, seems a bit too easy and I'm kind of on edge now.
Ruben's kind of like trying to appear like calm and everything. He's just like, it looks like you guys have had it hard.
Yeah, you're right. And as you come in, you see why they were so willing to let you in. Because the area you're coming in, the little garage place, seems like there's platforms all around, and they've basically got you surrounded as you come in. It's like they're all still checking you out. They're not pointing their guns directly towards you anymore.
I will, of course, at some point have double parked the big bandit behind the little bandit, as I always do.
For
Of
fuck's
course.
sake, stop blocking me!
Need to make quick escape, double parked. You fuck!
There's literally an entire wasteland out there. Why are you blocking me, bruh?
I'm from the city. It's the only way I know how to park.
One moment. Right.
Spent the last 3 years in New York. This is all I know now.
Alright. The dock's coming out in the moment. Make yourselves comfortable.
Comfortable. I appreciate it.
One moment. I gotta upload him a second.
Oh, what the? I hate it when it does this.
Where's there it is. Taking a while for him to upload. Come on. There we go. As you are all waiting, you see someone come out of the doors before you. A man covered in a little bit of blood. You can see his smile betrays like the normally tense atmosphere. He goes, "Ah, hello."
Hello.
Greetings.
I understand you're here to take cover from the storm.
That would be correct.
I understand. Well, please come on inside. I'm sure we can all get along just fine.
That's awfully kind of you, allowing us in.
Ruben's kind of like eyeballing him up and down. It's like, are you all right?
What are you talking about?
You look like you've been through a lot.
I just came for surgery, my friend. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I understand that people are a little apprehensive when interacting with us. Not many trust as easy as we do.
In the
Don't
words of
worry.
one of the great movie classics, you got a bit of red on you.
I think I watched that one. But yes, don't worry. After all, I am a doctor, as they say. We're a missionary group here, looking after the weary wasteland, as it were. Ruben, would you like to roll for medicine?
Sure. I'll do that. So just standard difficulty, whatever?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Sorry about
By
that.
the way, while he's doing that... Oh, never mind.
What was that?
I was
Were you gonna do something
I was
more?
gonna say while he was doing that, like, I was gonna ask the guy. From what we heard, Houston is supposed to be a barren wasteland. What are you people doing out here?
Right, Ruben, you've been mistaken for these guys quite a few times. You may have worked on your own, but the wasteland missionaries have commonly, well, done like what you've done in your job. They've gotten around to settlements and whatever else and made sure people have medicine, food, and all what they need.
Okay. So I do recognize this group, or you're saying I've been mistaken for these guys before in the past?
Yeah, you've heard of them, and you've also been mistaken for them. Like, oh, you're with the
What's-
missionaries.
Oh, so that's what they're the missionaries. Like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like Ruben's kind of like lights up a little bit. It's like, you must be the missionaries.
Yeah, you've heard of us.
Oh yes, Ruben kind of like he's kind of like I've been. Truth is, we're kind of two birds of the same feather. He kind of mentions like looking at suits like I've been mistaken for you guys a lot out in my own work.
You are a doctor as well.
He kind of nods like, yeah, trained by the best.
Ah, then we shall talk. Great talk. Come. As for you, my friend. Let's just say well, settlements are not permanent things at times.
Fair enough.
Well, I see you not getting what I mean. A settlement did not survive the latest attack on them. People scatter in all directions in fear. Of course, we picked them up from, well, where we could, and we have brought them here.
Yeah, I gathered as much. So, what's your supply situation? From what I heard about you folk, you're basically doing all you can to give them a helping hand. Are you struggling with supplies? How are you doing?
Ah, I see our communications are not as secure as they once were.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't